Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we have the state of the game for Art of Conquest for June 2021. We have Taint with us. We have feedback from the community. We're going to cover it all, and we are going to try our best to be short and sweet. So we are joined by the none other than the one and only Taint. God, that was a mouthful. Anyways, I'm just going to pass it over to Taint to kick off the state of the game video.
All right, hey, it's Taint here. So Lilith, I'm talking to you directly. What's the deal with the Void and the Abyss? We haven't had new Void or Abyss stages in literally a year, but you've introduced like 9 new pay-to-win mechanics to the game, but you haven't added anything to the game for the player versus environment. So I feel like you're neglecting a major aspect of the game that the entire community enjoys a lot. Like, at what point does your greed start to just completely diminish the playability of your game? Stop adding pay to win mechanics until you add new void stages and abyss stages, and you need to add them at a minimum every 6 months. And you need to fix the dragons. Everyone's using a blue dragon because it's literally the only dragon you can use in the game. Yellow, red, black, green, they're all terrible. They don't compete. They're not good. You could have added each dragon had a unique Draconic Awakening tree based on its color. You missed that mark. You could have done that. You failed. You could just make their abilities for their races better. Like Noble Blood is so much better than every other dragon ability in the game by miles, and you've done nothing to make the other ones any better. Like, it's just blatant laziness at this point. And I know I'm fed up, and I know the rest of the community is fed up. Do better. I'm done.
That's like a mic drop and walk away. Holy crap! It makes a ton of sense. The void is a special place, and same thing with the Dragon's Abyss. The when the new void stages came out, as far as making videos, it was such a big race to make the content, but also it got that's just for me. But for the community, it's like a community problem that everybody's in there to solve together, and it really does spark a lot of conversations between players that maybe might not even normally talk, but they all end up in the same place, and they're talking about the game and not necessarily personalities in the game, but how to accomplish something in the game and passing information, and it just brings people together because it's a challenge. It's a neutral challenge, and I think the more neutral challenges in the game, the better. So some of the new events, like the Odyssey Underground drilling thing or whatever, the Elite Trials, those are all great. Those are really, really good. I would not consider them challenging. They're more like timed events. But the really challenging events that you have to swap races, you have to redo everything in order to beat it unless you're a crazy core power player. Like those type of neutral overarching events, or the Void or Dragon's Abyss, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just add to it. All right.
Exactly.
That was pretty epic. Can we label that just as a straight up viral rant? So we'll go back to Taint in one second. We have Tristan with feedback. Hopefully Tristan doesn't mind me putting this up here, but it's better than trying to paraphrase. So Tristan said, hoping Lilith watches the videos for the next State of the Game video. Can you mention making the final dragon skills for PvP more relevant so that Hero Pred is not the only viable PvP dragon? Also, during shrines, you can see the 3 states of the server latency. It would be nice if we could see this all the time. For an example of what Tristan is talking about, he also included that. So shout out to Tristan for being on point. So during like the undead invasion or the shrines, you can go and you can see how the server's lag it is, and it will tell you if it's low, medium, or high. And I think that this could be really good because I've lagged out in the tower before, thinking it's just me and something's wrong with me. So it would be nice to know if the servers are struggling. So hopefully they can consider doing something with that. But the big thing that I think would be interesting to discuss and also get Taint's thoughts on is for the final skills for the dragons to make PvP more relevant, so that Hero Pred is not the only viable thing. We have War Song, True Shot. The race specific ones, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, Noble Blood is so strong that we must have Noble Blood for late game, which is the vast majority of the player base. And also, Hero Pred is extremely strong, and if you don't have Hero Pred, you're at a major disadvantage. So I think that there's a just like how we don't necessarily need to add stuff to the game, we just need to fix what's currently there or tweak things drastically. But like those race-based final attributes for the dragons, like the mech pred or the undead pred or human pred, I think that they need a significant increase to make them relevant again, especially if troop meta is coming back. Maybe if those get like a giant buff to them, and then for those late game players that have 4 or 5 different viable dragons that they can use, although they might be limited by greater dragon abilities, then they could swap through based on the different predations. I have no idea, but I see where Tristan's coming from, although it's a very big conundrum to try and fix, especially because the dragons right now is completely a one size fits all. And Taint, I don't know what your thoughts are, what do you want to add, or any insight you have, man.
So for the final skills, I don't think you could make any other of the final skills viable, honestly, because whether because if you're like say you're fighting dwarf, they got mechs and they've got snipers. So picking between human pred or mech pred, like which one do you pick? You don't know. But everyone's got heroes. Hero pred's the number one choice because they're the number one like factor. Every person's got heroes. It's a problem. Everybody you fight. I don't think you could make the other skills viable for PvP, but the other skills are viable for things like the Void if they would add new stages. As far as the dragons, the different colors go, I feel like this is my idea. So like blue dragons, their thing could be damage mitigation and like slowing effects. Red dragons could be, fire, increased damage or increased attack speed for your army, and the damage dealt by the dragon or fire skills reduces the healing efficiency or healing received of the enemy. So it kind of like helps cancel out healing. Green is also healing like blue, but it's burst healing instead of health over time, like how noble blood heals over time. Green could be like it does with tranquility. It pulses out healing every so often in larger chunks instead of over time. It could also add to like evade or like I don't know, hit chance, things like that, crit hit chance. Yellow could stare like a lot of the electric abilities are always it deals damage based on health percentage. So all of the yellow abilities could be, damage based on health percentage and then applies a bleeding effect after the fact. And can paralyze or stun or whatever it is. Like these dragons all have colors and elemental abilities or a color pie, so to speak, of like what that dragon should be able to do or what it basically doesn't do in the game, and it should. And then like black dragons, they could have a slowing effect or poison or whatever it may be. But there's a lot that could be done with dragons, and Lilith's was just like, yo, here's this cookie cutter, everyone gets it, have a nice day.
Yeah, so I think the biggest takeaway from the state of the game in the feedback for June 2021, I have to give props to the what is that, the Underground Odyssey or whatever that's called. It's actually a pretty solid event. I've gotten a few hundred Lunari, probably 500 or 600 Lunari from it so far. Lilith, you are doing some things right. Those events. I think this week we're still doing the Underground Odyssey. We have the Elite Trials. We have whatever that Nightmare Monster thing is. Like you're doing great with that stuff. And I don't want to just have negative stuff. So that's the positive feedback. You're doing great with the events and having enough events. I think that's all really good stuff. What we're requesting, what we need to fit for a vast majority of the players is that neutral content where the whole community can get behind the Void, the Dragon's Abyss. Over a year for 20 levels, that doesn't make much sense. We could even do like events, like worldwide events, or every server events. I don't know, and put in things like the Void stages, and make it like a week long, and you enter it once and just mimic the Void, but put out a challenge to things. I don't know. The creativity's on you, but you got to figure out something for the Dragon's Abyss and also the Void. It really doesn't make much sense, and I think the other things to take out of it, the server latency thing that Tristan brought up, I think is also, that would be a really nice thing for us to know. And dragons, any video out there of mine that has a lot of views has one word in it, and that word is dragons. Legit, you throw Art of Conquest dragons into anything, and it gets the people going. Like dragons are the coolest part of the game. To have a one size fits all, everybody runs the same exact skills, everybody runs the same exact color. I don't know. That's just boring to me. The only variation that you have in Dragon's late game in Art of Conquest right now is which $900 dragon skin did you purchase and which color are you going with. That's the only variation in Dragon's late game if you're using a good dragon. And that's disheartening to me, and I would like to definitely see some type of changes. Although I can't tell you what those changes should be.
I feel like they've missed the mark. Like, they've added all these new events to give people materials in Lenari, which by all means is great. That is good. It helps the community. But what they haven't added in a long time, they haven't added any actual playability to the game. Like, the events are easy, and they should be because they're for everyone. But the abyss, the void stages, things like that, like the tactics school, they haven't added to the tactics school since the game came out. Like, things like that, those add layers of actual playability and challenge. Like, they add all this pay to win stuff to the game, and the only place you can use it is in PvP. In a few of the timed events, it makes you a little bit stronger. But what's the point in getting all of this stuff in the game when there's nothing to provide a challenge to use it against?
I agree 100%. It makes I hope that they see it, and hopefully they start producing the Void stuff and the Dragon's Abyss. But I know we said we would keep this one short and sweet. It's tough when we get together and we get passionate about Art of Conquest. But none of this is bashing. Well, I'll speak for me. None of it's bashing Lilith. It's just people that care about the game and want to see the success. And I know without a doubt that Taint cares very much and just wants to see the game constantly improve.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying this because I'm somebody who has spent a lot of money and I've been playing for a long time. I enjoy the game a lot, and I want to keep playing the game, but like, it's getting to the point now where like it's getting stale, it's getting stagnant. Like, they need to, like, they want to add more pay to win stuff. That's fine. I get it. Their business. They want to make money, but like, I need playable content. I need more events like when Balrog and Sprig came out and we had to, like, do a week-long quest with all these daily activities to get to the hero, new void, new abyss. Like, I need real game content.
Very cool, very cool. Well, thank you so much, Taint, for coming on and doing the June State of the Game video with me.
Yeah, man. Always happy.
Also, shout out to Tristan. Because for two reasons. Number one, Tristan gave some really, like, I think it's really good stuff to pass on in this video. And the second thing is, like I ask most people, if I say I'll do something, is to remind me. And he did. So double shout out to Tristan from some house called SC. Never heard of them. Anyways. Supreme Curse, good job. Anyways, please smash the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Share this everywhere so that hopefully Lilith sees it. And hopefully, more importantly, they do something. So with that, I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Feel free to join our Facebook group. Information is down below in the description. We also have a direct donation link, so if you want to further support the channel, go check that out. We no longer have Patreon or any other way other than purely through ads, which most people skip. So take care, guys, and we will see you soon. Take care.